From WSYR 9.2 Syracuse, this is News Channel 9 at 10.
Prices at the pump continue to soar. Good evening, I'm Christy Casciano. If you need to fill up your gas tank, you may want to consider heading to the pump. Gas prices are soaring and show no signs of coming back down anytime soon. In central New York, the average cost for a gallon of regular gas is $3.82. That's up more than 50 cents from last year around this time. What's causing the rise isn't lack of supply and demand. The reason for the soaring prices is because of fear Iran will cut off its oil, something they've already done to both Britain and France. News Channel 9 wants you to keep track of where the lowest gas prices are in your neighborhood. Just head to 9WSYR.com, scroll to the News Channel 9 tab and click on gas and energy prices. Thousands of dollars in donations have been stolen from the First United Methodist Church in Liverpool. More than $7,000 of offerings, mainly checks, were collected from church members during yesterday's services. The money was prepped for its deposit, but it was never actually delivered to the bank. A church spokesperson said the church was not broken into, but they do want to know who took the money.
That money is extremely vital for the services and the ministries of the church. As you know, all churches don't have a lot of money. The money they get is the money that the members give, donate as offering or as tithes. So the money taken is a huge chunk of that church's budget, and it's money that would have been used in the ministries and services of that church.
The church says anyone who wrote a check has been notified. Continuing coverage now on a widely controversial issue. Some say it is necessary surveillance. Others call it a violation of civil rights. The New York City Police Department has been monitoring Muslim student organizations at more than a dozen universities across the Northeast, including Syracuse. The division, which focused far beyond its New York City limits, monitored websites, student newspapers, and even used undercover officers. In a statement released today, SU officials said, quoting now, the university was not ever aware or involved in any of the reported activities by the New York City Police Department. We are a university community that embraces a diversity of opinions, ideals, and viewpoints, along with personal privacy. As such, we do not approve of or support any surveillance or investigation of student groups based solely on ethnicity, religion, or political viewpoint, end quote. No students or professors have been accused of doing anything wrong. Moving to Oswego County now, the Black Creek Lumber Company will prepare to start over after an explosion left the building in ruins today. Take a look. Newsbreaker Jessica Rose Allen captured this footage of the burning building in its final moments. A 40-pound propane tank exploded this morning and completely destroyed a sawmill. 2 employees tried to put out the fire soon after firefighters from 10 departments arrived on the scene. The building could not be saved. We're told the owners did not have insurance. No one was hurt.
Things that people, everyday things that they do, that they take for granted. Now you'd go in there and you would rinse your toothbrush from the spigot. No, you can't do that.
In the town of Lenox, about 300 homes don't have drinkable water, and their wells are polluted with bacteria. The town has designated a $3.5 million plan to extend the water line so that the homes will have fresh water delivered to them. Today, Senator Chuck Schumer stepped in to ask for federal aid to install the new water line. If all goes as planned, that could happen as early as this summer. The Syracuse Orange men's basketball team moved to 27-1 after a hard-fought win on the road yesterday against Rutgers. The win keeps them sitting at number 2 in the college basketball polls. The Orange still have a tough stretch ahead of them, including Louisville on March 3rd, UConn Saturday, USF on Wednesday, where the team will have to debut the much-anticipated exclusive Nike uniforms. But while the next big game is Wednesday, head coach Jim Boeheim will have a big day of his own tomorrow. The defamation lawsuit against Syracuse University and Boeheim is moving forward. Lawyers on both sides will meet at the Onondaga County Courthouse tomorrow morning. Boeheim and SU are both being sued by 2 men who said they were sexually assaulted by former assistant basketball coach Bernie Fine. Bobby Davis and Mike Lang claim they were unfairly accused of lying about the assaults. We'll have complete coverage of that court date on News Channel 9 starting at noon. A Rome man was awarded today after it was recently discovered he saved many lives at Pearl Harbor. Sil Puccio, a World War II veteran, was awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Medal of Commendation with a special note of combat valor. According to combat notes, Puccio was aboard the USS West Virginia when the Japanese attacked. Puccio was able to break open a locker that contained tools needed to help save the lives of others. A small number of central New York towns are putting dollars and cents ahead of dogs and cats. 4 towns have yet to sign on with the SPCA for cruelty services, and this includes investigation of animal abuse, neglect, and hoarding. The SPCA would also house those animals until homes can be found. The 4 towns without an SPCA contract: Elbridge, Geddes, Lysander, and Tully. The biggest expense to these towns would be in the case of animal hoarding, with few options for animals that are seized.
You know, you get a person that's hoarding animals and you have 100 cats inside of a house, what are you going to do with them? That's the big question. I mean, I can tell you right now, just from experience, you know, you go to any one of these vets or any places like that that might hold animals, they're going to charge you per day. You know, it can be expensive. So I think for a minimal...
Coming up tomorrow on News Channel 9, we will ride along with the SPCA investigators as they look into cases of animal neglect and abuse. We all love using our gadgets, whether it's an iPhone, iPad, or iPod. People love them so much that the Apple App Store is about to get 25 billion downloads. That's right, billion. If you download the lucky 25 billionth app, you'll get a $10,000 App Store gift card. But wait, we're also giving away an Apple gift card. Once we reach 25,000 fans on News Channel 9's Facebook page, we'll give away a $150 Apple gift card. We're inching closer to 24,000 likes, so we do need your help. For more details on how to enter, click on the Like to Win tab on 9WSYR.com. President's Day marks the last major holiday for ski resorts and the last hope for them to recover losses after a mild winter. News Channel 9's Lee Isaacson finds out if mountains were busy enough to make a profit.
There were plenty of people hopping on chairlifts and buckling into skis today. There was even enough snow so skier Shannon Lair could try going down her first advanced trail, a black diamond.
My first impression was that it's really steep, but it's pretty easy once you sort of get going.
Her family is skiing for midwinter break, which is exactly what resort managers like to see.
With the mild weather we've had, it's our last chance to bring some business in before the springtime.
Lauren says it's been the best week for business this season, with triple the people on the mountain.
For the first time I've seen this season, there's enough people to make a short but very quick line getting on the chairlift.
But will it be enough business to recoup this season's losses?
You know, I don't think we really can recover from what we've lost. The whole East Coast and the whole ski industry in the country has been taking a hit this year, and you know, we're doing the best we can for our customers and trying to provide the best service and product possible.
What customers are showing up have no complaints.
It's actually very nice. It's not too crowded, and it's very sunny, and it's not too cold.
Perfect for family break and daredevils like the young skier Shannon. Lee Isaacson, News Channel 9.
Yeah, that looked beautiful. It'll be clear and cold tonight. A quiet start to your Tuesday. Live Doppler 9 will fill up again later tomorrow, though. Let's find out what we can expect for Tuesday. Will be another good day to hit the slopes, Dave?
Yeah, actually, the cold air out there right now will allow the ski areas to make some snow. Right now, Live Doppler 9 across central New York. It's all quiet right now. Again, the skies are clear. A beautiful starlit evening out there. There are some clouds back to the west, but they're really not going to get in here before we get a chance to really cool down. Look at this. 24 in Solvay, 27 in Syracuse, 25 North Syracuse, down near 22 right now in Manoa, 21 out near Manlius, into the upper teens now in the ski areas. Yeah, they're likely making a little bit of snow. You're in the mid-20s right now in Ithaca and Seneca Falls, 22 near Parrish, low 20s near Rome, and also heading down near Sherburne and Norwich right now. As we go through tonight, again, cold and clear, but some rain or snow coming in late tomorrow. Behind that, it'll be mild, not very good for snow here through the week, but turning colder again for the weekend. Live Doppler 9 right now, not here, but out over the Midwest. We do have some snow beginning to show up. That is the moisture that will begin to arrive here late in the day tomorrow. Here's a little bit better look at the moisture, clouds, rain, snow here. We're going to see the clouds kind of invade as we go through the day tomorrow. We're dry through lunchtime and really up till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Clouds thickening by 3. We'll see some rain and wet snow begin to move in, and we'll be in and out of some rain and wet snow. It's shown by the pinks and the blues here through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, and a little bit of rain or snow tomorrow night. But then as we head through the midweek, warming up enough so it's just rain. Low 40s tomorrow, clouds return, and again, sometime after 3 or 4 o'clock, we'll see that rain or snow move in. Rain showers Wednesday and Thursday with a high in the mid-40s. We could even be near 50 on Friday with some rain, ending as some snow and windy and colder for the weekend. Not sharply colder, but mid-30s. That'll be enough for some snowflakes to fly here Saturday and Sunday. Christy?
Dave, thank you. And that's our report for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Remember, news and weather updates anytime at 9WSFire.com. Have a great night.
From WSYR 9.2 Syracuse, this is News Channel 9 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Christy Casciano. We are following a developing story tonight. 2 victims remain in critical condition, fighting for their lives after suffering wounds in a deadly shooting today at a Northeast Ohio high school. Police say the suspect opened fire inside the school cafeteria, taking aim at a certain table of students. His peers describe him as an outcast who is often bullied. He's now in custody. Classes will be canceled tomorrow, and a candlelight vigil is also being planned. 1 student was killed, 4 were wounded. In Cuyahoga County now, an Auburn man is accused of having sex with a Hillside Children's Center resident. State police say 30-year-old John Van Duzen, a Hillside Center employee who was suspended after getting charged with escape and custodial interference in January, is now charged with rape. State police say Van Duzen had sex in 2011 with a girl who lived at the Hillside Children's Center. He's also charged with providing marijuana to a person under 18. The defense says it was the result of distraction. Prosecutors say it's criminal negligence. Tomorrow, a judge will decide and will learn the fate of a megabus driver charged with a deadly crash on Onondaga Lake Parkway in 2010. John Tomaszewski says he was using his GPS when the megabus he was driving slammed into a low bridge. He says his distraction caused him to miss all the warning signs, but the mistake caused the death of 4 people. Testimony wrapped up this morning. Tomaszewski opted not to take the stand. He waived his right to a jury, so his fate is now in the hands of a judge. The verdict is expected at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll have full coverage for you on News Channel 9 at noon. The White House is under fire tonight for helping to pay for New York Police Department programs that put Muslim Americans under surveillance, including students at Syracuse University. Millions of dollars were provided to the New York Police Department through a grant intended to help law enforcement fight drug crimes. The Obama administration says it has no control over how police use the money. After reports of the spying surfaced, SU said civil rights were violated. Just 6 weeks after the Costa Concordia capsized off the coast of Italy, one of its partner cruise ships is now also facing troubles. The Costa Allegra is stranded offshore tonight after a fire broke out in its electrical room. The fire was put out quickly, no injuries, but with more than 1,000 people aboard, safety is a big concern as the ship remains in the pirate-infested Indian Ocean. The fire knocked out all the electricity and air conditioning. The captain says he expects the passengers aboard to spend the night on outside decks as they wait for the arrival of tugboats sometime late Tuesday. 8 Americans are on board. After a thrilling victory at UConn Saturday, the Syracuse Orange won the title of Big East regular season champs and a top seed entering the Big East tournament. The victory also secured them the #2 spot in the college basketball polls this week, sitting behind Kentucky once again. And as the two teams run 1-2 in the national polls, that's also where they sit in the NCAA's attendance figures. The Cuse is just slightly behind Kentucky. Both teams have one home game remaining, but Orange fans, you're going to need to pack the dome to have a shot at that title. Happening tomorrow, alleged victims Mike Lang and Bobby Davis are now in the process of suing both head coach Jim Boeheim and Syracuse University for accusing them of lying about the abuse from former assistant coach Bernie Fine. The men could not press charges against Fine because they were too old when they came forward and the statute of limitations ran out. But now State Assemblywoman Margaret Markey is introducing new legislation called the Child Victims Act of New York. The new law would open up a one-year window to allow victims of child sex abuse to come forward, no matter how old they are. We will be in Albany tomorrow for the press conference. It starts at 2 o'clock. We'll have updates at 9WSYR.com and a live report on News Channel 9 at 5 o'clock. The pain at the pump continues. A consumer alert right now. It is the 20th straight day of rising gas prices. The national average is now $3.69 for a gallon of regular gas. Here in central New York, prices are much higher. The average cost is up to $3.89. That's up 6 cents from last week's $3.83. As prices continue to spike, don't be surprised if you're paying more. Some stations in central New York are charging just under $4. So keep your eyes on the daily prices at the pump at 9WSYR.com. Just click on the Energy Center. It's right under the News Channel 9 tab. The people who are certainly affected by those prices are race car drivers. The Daytona 500 finally got on track tonight after drivers and fans faced two major delays. The race was postponed yesterday for the first time in its 54-year history after a rain-soaked track. Right now, the drivers are finishing up the 500-mile race. Sports Director Stephen Fani will have all the results and more for you coming up on News Channel 9, 11 at 11. The GOP race for presidential nomination continues. The four candidates are campaigning away as they await tomorrow's primaries in Michigan and Arizona. It's setting up to be a two-man race with polls showing Mitt Romney, Rick Santorum nearly tied in both states. Newt Gingrich and Ron Paul also say they will stay on the campaign trail despite having fallen behind the two frontrunners. News Channel 9 will keep you posted on the results tomorrow as we find them out. New tonight, the fight over feral felines in the town of Salina continues, and neighbors got a chance to voice their opinions. Some are upset about a rule concerning feral cats. Basically, if you feed one of them, you're considered the owner. Then, if that cat causes damage or is a nuisance around town, you are responsible for it. And that could mean a fine of up to $250. Some have proposed a moratorium on that rule, and a vote was supposed to happen tonight. It was tabled, and that was not welcome news for advocates.
I really feel very upset because I feel that what we have just gone through is more of a kangaroo court rather than a democratic process.
Board members delayed the vote because they said they weren't comfortable that it would pass. No word on when a vote will be rescheduled. But the bad news for cat owners in Salina doesn't stop there. The mild winter has brought on the scratching a lot earlier than usual for some pets. Veterinarians say they're seeing quite a few dogs and cats with flea and tick issues. News Channel 9's Stacy Lynn Honda explains why these pesky critters are a lot more active this winter.
Guinness and her family, like many of us, have been taking advantage of the unusually nice days this winter.
She likes to go outside even more often than normal.
It's what Dr. Dole says might be the reason more pets are getting fleas at a time when they normally don't. During the winter months, she says fleas survive on wild animals and stray cats.
You have a lot more dogs going to dog parks and playing together. You have a lot more people out there walking their pets together. A lot more cats who are going outside that may normally stay in the harsh weather.
Aside from the obvious scratching, you can also check your pet for fleas by getting one of these flea combs at any pet store. All you have to do is brush it through your pet's hair and look for signs of fleas, feces or eggs right in the comb.
The warmer weather is also making ticks a lot more active as they search for hosts. So to protect your furry friend, Dr. Dole suggests using some sort of flea and tick control.
For some people, different products either by mouth, or for some people, products that are topical may work. I think that conversation should be had with your veterinarian depending on your lifestyle with your pets.
The key, though, using it year-round, something the Wilcox family now plans to do.
If they're more abundant because of the mild winter, then we want to do what we can to take care of her.
In Liverpool, Stacy Lynn Honda, News Channel 9.
And the fleas don't just affect your dog or cat. Dr. Dole says if you do find them on your pet, you need to treat your home as well. It's been a warm day, but there are a few snow showers in the forecast. Will that cause some problems for the morning commute? Let's find out. We've got a live Doppler 9 with Chief Meteorologist Dave Longley.
Yeah, cold front has gone through, Christy. We noticed the wind picking up this evening. A little bit cooler air is coming into the area. Wind gusts right now in the upper 20s, well now 25 miles per hour in Syracuse. Snow showers are on the increase right now. Most of this Syracuse southbound is light, but you get up toward Oswego, Fulton, Minetto, a little bit of rain and wet snow here heading down through eastern Oswego County. And this will continue through a good chunk of tonight. We'll show you what's upwind of us. There are some scattered light snow showers here. That's going to be with us tonight and into tomorrow morning. Timecast showing the snow picking up. Again, not real heavy, but there'll be some flakes around. We'll look at the accumulation in a moment. Still some snow showers at midnight, and again, even tomorrow morning, some snow around as you're heading out the door to work and school. But before the snow becomes a problem, things will be drying out tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a coating to an inch or two. Again, not significant, a trace elsewhere, so I think you'll be okay tomorrow morning. At the bus stop, 28, a little breezy still in the morning with some snow showers. But when the kids are coming back from school, back home late in the day, we'll be in the low 30s. The wind will be lighter and skies will begin to clear out. And actually, some of that clearing already showing up behind our snow showers tonight. Some breaks in the clouds now over Michigan, and those breaks should get the sun out here tomorrow afternoon. Highs will be in the low 30s for tomorrow, near 40 on Wednesday. We start dry. Another storm now way to our west out over Southern California. It'll bring some wet snow and rain in here late on Wednesday. We'll look at that storm in more detail at 11. Some rain or snow left over Thursday. We're near 45 on Friday, dry, and some wind, rain, mild weather Saturday with a high near 50. A little bit cooler, a few snow showers Sunday, Monday. Highs will be in the mid-30s by next week.
Thank you, Dave. And that's our report for tonight. Thanks for joining us. For news and weather updates anytime, just head to 9WSFire.com. Have a great night.
From WSYR 9.2 Syracuse, this is News Channel 9 at 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rod Wood. Christy is on assignment. We begin with the developing story tonight regarding the SU men's basketball team. The university says there is an ongoing investigation into violations against the school's drug policy, but says no current athletes are involved. Yahoo Sports reported tonight that their sources conducted a 3-month-long investigation and say at least 10 players since 2001 have tested positive for a banned recreational substance or substances, but continued to practice and play. We are following this story very closely, and we'll have more for you tonight on News Channel 9, 11 at 11. Now we have a consumer alert for you. Today marks the 27th day of consecutive increases in gasoline prices. And tonight, a few local stations are already charging you more than that dreaded $4 per gallon. The average price in central New York is still a few cents away at $3.94. It's up nearly a quarter from this time last month. Oil analysts say we're still on track to reach $4.25 per gallon by the end of this month or early April. Lots of factors are at play, including a dispute with Iran about its nuclear program. Also, some refineries are switching to more expensive fuel blends. The White House is getting pressure to release oil from our petroleum reserves to bring prices down, but no word from the administration tonight on that. News Channel 9 wants to help you fill up for less. Go to 9WSYR.com and visit our Energy Center. There you'll find a map of local stations and find out which ones have the lowest prices. New tonight, state police say they have arrested the man who fired shots at this house in the town of Granby, almost hitting an 11-year-old girl. It happened on Chase Road early this morning. Investigators found Eric Gardner hiding out in a motel room in DeWitt today and took him into custody. He's charged with criminal possession of a weapon. Troopers say the gun he had was stolen from a home 3 years ago. No one was hurt in the shooting. Police believe the home was targeted. The State Attorney General's office has now released a list of the top 10 consumer fraud complaints of last year. And for the second year in a row, the highest number of complaints were internet-related fraud, followed closely by credit-related complaints, including debt collection, credit card billing, and identity theft. The third highest was for automobile fraud, including leasing, service contracts, and rentals. State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman says it's important that frauds are reported so that his office can hold wrongdoers accountable and limit their damage. To see a full list of the top fraud complaints of 2011, head over to 9WSYR.com. Some new information now about a story we first told you about on News Channel 9 at 5:30 this evening. New York State is now warning health insurers that they will lose state contracts if they don't let women on Medicaid choose which contraceptive to use. The Associated Press reported earlier today that some Medicaid patients were forced to use cheaper birth control until it, quote, failed, which could mean the women experienced health problems or became pregnant. Now, New York State says if a health plan is not attentive to its patients' needs, the company will lose its contract with the state. A developing story now from Onondaga County Court, where jury selection has been completed for the murder trial of Saquon Evans, accused of shooting 20-month-old Rashad Walker Jr. to death in November of 2010. Prosecutors say Evans was targeting the toddler's father, Rashad Walker Sr., when he fired shots at a passing minivan, but instead hit the child, who was trapped in a car seat. They say the shooting was in retaliation for the death of former Henninger High School athlete Yahari Blue. If convicted, Evans faces 25 years to life in prison. Opening statements are expected to begin on Wednesday. Despite numerous apologies, the firestorm continues tonight over controversial comments made by right-wing radio host Rush Limbaugh. At least 9 advertisers have now dropped their commercials from his show after Limbaugh called a woman some harsh names for supporting health insurance that covers birth control. News Channel 9's Stacey Lynn Honda tonight tells us why she's rejecting his apologies.
They're the comments last week that started it all.
She must be paid to have sex. What does that make her? It makes her a slut, right? Makes her a prostitute.
Limbaugh was referring to Sandra Fluke. The 30-year-old Georgetown law student had testified in front of congressional Democrats last week in support of policies that would require employers to cover contraceptives.
And I believe that what it is an attempt to silence me, to silence the millions of women and the men who support them, who have been speaking out about this issue and conveying that contraception is an important health care need that they need to have met in an affordable, accessible way.
Over the weekend, Limbaugh began apologizing through a written statement on his website. The apologies continue today over the air on his show.
I don't think that a statement like this, issued saying that his choice of words was not the best, changes anything. And especially when that statement is issued when he's under significant pressure from his sponsors who have begun to pull their support from the show.
Some Central New Yorkers we spoke with aren't buying the apology.
I feel that was wrong, the way he came off. And I kind of feel that he should pay for what he did.
Normally I would be a supporter of his, but that is pretty harsh. He's not the only one who does it. There are so many, and I get tired of hearing it.
Well, meantime, the company that hosts Limbaugh's program is standing by him tonight. In a statement, they said they respect the rights of Limbaugh and those who disagree with him to express their opinions. In Madison County, the clerk charged with stealing $24,000 in the town of Wampsville has been sentenced to 4 months in jail plus 5 years probation. 50-year-old Barbara Butler pleaded guilty in January to writing extra paychecks to herself from village funds, plus pocketing cash payments from residents. Butler told the court she used that money to pay her bills. They're among the most popular colleges for students to attend, but SUNY schools are dealing with a big problem, namely money. Leaders from more than half a dozen SUNY schools gathered here in Syracuse today, along with the head of the SUNY system, to draw attention to their plight. As News Channel 9's Keith Copeland reports, it all comes at a time when the SUNY system may be short on money, but not short on students.
Not at all. As a matter of fact, many of these SUNY schools are seeing a record number of applicants. In fact, they're turning away a record number of applicants too, considering the fact that it is an affordable, viable education. It's one of the points that was made here at this Power of SUNY event today, that SUNY still offers very viable, affordable education, and that New York State should stop trying to balance the state budget on the backs of these SUNY schools. College president after college president getting up at today's meeting and talking about the virtues of their individual SUNY campuses.
Entrepreneurship is a real critical piece for our students. We know that most of our graduates stay in New York State. We don't send them out to Chicago, LA, or wherever.
Cortland is the largest employer in Cortland County, and we take it very seriously. We have what we call stewardship of place. We believe that we should improve our communities.
There were a large number of schools taking part in today's Power of SUNY presentation, among them CCC, SUNY Cortland, Empire State College, SUNY ESF, OCC, SUNY Oswego, Tompkins, Cortland Community College, and Upstate Medical University. And these are planned throughout New York State, once again to make the point to lawmakers to not balance the budget on the backs of SUNY schools. At the Syracuse Sheridan University Inn, Keith Copeland, News Channel 9.
Now, since 2008, SUNY schools have seen their budget slashed by $700 million. Happening tomorrow, we're going to get a new picture of what's ahead for Onondaga County this year. How's the budget situation? What can we expect to see? County Executive Joni Mahoney will present her 2012 State of the County address tomorrow at 5:30. You can watch it live on our Verizon Fios Channel 9-2 or online at 9WSYR.com. It will be a cold start to our Tuesday, but things will warm up nicely for the middle of the week. With more on the forecast tonight, here's Chief Meteorologist Dave Longley.
Yeah, Rod, had a few flurries around the area, but they're pretty much dried up now. Lime Top 9 looks all quiet right now. Cloud cover drying up as well. So it's going to be a mainly clear night, a cold night as well. That'll mean some sunshine to start your Tuesday, but cloud cover will thicken up during the day tomorrow. It's going to be cold tonight. For March 5th, March 6th tomorrow morning, 10 degrees Syracuse. North Syracuse, Fabius, Casanova around 5 above in Parrish. Mid-teens Oswego. Cato around 10, and look at this. Boonville and Rome could be a little bit below 0 heading into tomorrow morning. So at the bus stop, sunshine, we're in the mid-teens tomorrow morning. And during the day, it's going to be a warmer day. We only hit 25 today. We'll be at 29 at noon, mostly cloudy, 37 at 5. And that'll be the thing tomorrow. We start with sun in the morning, but the clouds will win out during the day tomorrow. Kind of a coolish day tomorrow, but we're going to push the cold out of here. Mild air gets in here Wednesday, Thursday. We're talking highs in the 60s. Quite a turnaround from the brisk day we had today. There was a cold front back to the west. That'll bring some rain in here late Thursday and early Friday. But you know what? The push of cold air behind that front is not all that strong. We'll get down to around 40 on Friday. We're going to warm up again, though, as we go through the weekend. So today, 24, 25 degrees, mid-30s tomorrow, 64 by Wednesday. That would tie the record high for Wednesday. And we're going to do it with a lot of sun. A beautiful day on Wednesday. Still mild Thursday. Again, the rain comes in, but it'll be in the afternoon. So you have the morning and early afternoon to enjoy the mild temperatures on Thursday. We're near 60 on Thursday. Remember, a little bit cooler for Friday. Some rain showers could mix with some wet snow. Then we'll dry out on Saturday. Again, don't forget, clocks go ahead, right? Spring ahead this weekend. And that'll be nice to enjoy the near 60-degree warmth on Sunday. Monday, we'll find the clouds thickening with a high temperature near 50. Rod?
All right, Dave, thank you. Love that warm up. Well, that is our report for tonight. We thank you for joining us here. Remember, for news and weather updates around the clock, just head to 9WSYR.com. Have a great night.